I have to assume that you then started kind of freaking out.
I started freaking out because I didn't have all I had was that she had told me she had done it and that I said I'd cover for her.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble, Jen, but that's why I need you to, like, help me figure out if someone wants to talk about what really happened last night. We need a cover story is what I'm saying right now.
Like a spider laid eggs in your eyeball. Or you might have poison in your eye.
I couldn't say how it happened.
You went as far as to lie on your book tour and say you thought you fell into a bedroom cabinet. At another book tour stop, you said someone may have broken into the house and hit you, but production edited it out because of a non-disparagement clause between the rental company and production.
These were a billion theories. A billion theories, but I would never...
I have to say, it's not funny to accuse the producers or the production company of covering up a crime and an assault.
It's not, and it's not, and that's why I led with, I'm sorry. I would have never have come clean if this hadn't happened, you know what I mean? And that makes me sad too. I took a lot of hits for the black eye.
Yeah, you did.
Figuratively and literally.
No, you did from the fans too. I mean,
from the fans. It was, I mean, I didn't go on social media for 6 months and I was too scared to accuse or say anything otherwise. I'm still scared. I don't even want to have to do it now.
2 questions. Is the grace that you are asking of everyone now the same grace that should be given to her?
I can't answer that question because the way that I handled it was to internalize and and I'm not gonna, it's not noble.
Well,
and
but
she said
you accused production, which is not internalizing it.
I mean, I didn't make an accusation. I said it could have been, I mean, it was a joke. Okay. I said a good-looking producer, you know, like we made jokes about rough sex. I mean, it was like, it was clearly in absurd humor. And it wasn't posted online. It wasn't perpetuated. It was not like that, Andy. It wasn't. But to take it on myself and to repress it and make it my responsibility, I was the victim, but I was also supposed to be the person that, like, told on her. And I didn't have the capacity to do that.
Look, you lied to production, Bravo, and even at one point said that maybe a producer had done it to you, which is very serious because it puts people's reputations and jobs at risk. Did you ever go to her and say, this is getting bigger than...
Yeah, we talked about it a lot.
And what did she say?
She said, unless they can show us the footage, we deny.
Wow. And did she thank you?
No. Jen Shaw, she was never my friend. She pretended to be my friend, and I fell for it. And I will not fall for a pretend friend again. I was a different person then, and I was worried about the retaliation. I'm still worried about the retaliation, but there's been some distance, of course. There's enough distance now, but it's more than that. I was a different person when I started the show. And the person that would eat that shit then is not going to do it now. And it was a really pivotal moment for me in Bermuda. I was sitting there. I kind of thought that you would say, the gig is up. I'm sorry. And I wanted to be here so badly that I did all of this, but you didn't. You spun it, you deflected. And as I sat there thinking, like, this is familiar to me. I've been there before, and I, in fact, defended this behavior. And I'm not going to do it again. I never want to revisit this type of toxicity. And if this is part of the job, then maybe it shouldn't be part of the job.
Well, it shouldn't be part of the job.
But it is. You know, it's the worst part of being a housewife, is the social media.
Yes, that is true. It's what I've said to every single person. Monica, what do you think after hearing this from Heather, after what she just said? Monica, what do you think after hearing this from Heather, after what she just said?
Watching that was really hard.
Watching what?
That.
Okay.
Her with Jen. I do think that Heather and I, more than what I know, maybe they have gone through it. Honestly, I think Angie too.
What about me?
Just
I didn't
just let her
know.
finish.
Because it's about,
Just
no,
let her
it's
finish.
literally about the
Just let
attacks.
her
Yeah.
finish. Just let her
It was
say
like
what
the
she wants to
attacks.
say.
No,
You're going to say what?
Diminished.
Stop. I want her to say it.
I'm talking about physical abuse from Jen Shaw.
Okay, yes.
I don't think that you were. Were you?
She almost beat me up on a van, but maybe that doesn't count.
Okay.
I've had her fingers in my
I'm
head.
talking about physical contact.
Okay.
Remember?
So
She had
you
a
wanna
drink.
say-
Angie had a drink poured on her.
Yes.
That to me is assault.
Okay.
And Heather can hate me all she wants. That's fine. But you could never deny that she and I went through that same exact trauma. I went about it a different way. She kept it all in. I blurted it all out. And I'm not ever going to take that away from her. I completely understand the fear of retaliation. I literally get phone calls now from people threatening me because I have come out with so much about Jen and my involvement in the federal trial.
Yes, yeah.
And I completely understand where she's coming from and why she made the decisions that she did.
To the women, you all seemed shocked that Heather finally claimed who gave her the black eye. Now that you've had time to process it, I'm curious, what do you think, Whitney?
It just makes me feel terrible. Like, I get why Heather did it. It's Stockholm syndrome, or she put all of us, everything, at risk, but knowing who Jen Shaw is and what she's capable of, I know why Heather did it. I'm sorry you had to go through all that.
Last year, I was so upset with Heather. I was like, you put producers' lives at risk, their jobs at risk. I was furious with Heather. And it's like this crazy feeling to know like Jen did it. And like, I feel like,
You
know,
understand.
yeah, I understand. And then watching you on the couch last year, I felt like Heather's broken.
I was broken.
And like ashamed and embarrassed
I
of
was
herself.
totally broken.
And then you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah.
And it's not fun. But I mean, it's been a
Can I come give
crazy...
you a hug?
I just think it's been a
I feel like
crazy
I've been
year,
put
and I
at risk
never want to
again
go
with
through
this
it again.
scenario.
I just never want to go through it again. I never want that around me again, ever.
Meredith?
I understand 100% why Heather did not want to come clean with that. I do. And I understand how hard it has to be to do that. And I give a lot of grace there. I really do.
You know, I'm so surprised that we are, all this time later, still cleaning up the mess of this person who really had such a chokehold
On everybody.
on everybody. If she's watching this, you would say what to her?
I would say, I'm no longer your bitch. And I regret believing in you. I regret turning on all of you in her defense. I regret fighting her fight. I regret disrespecting my children and my family and my opportunity here. And I would say, I'm glad that you're in prison because I might not have had the guts to do it otherwise.
Well, I think you saying that to her directly, which you just did, is a really powerful thing. And I think, frankly, there's nothing left to be said about it. I think you've done it.